Move the sway bar so we can now put that up and put the bolts back on, and then we can go ahead and put the air box in. I have actually not checked the air filter yet. It's not gonna matter too much right now. We're just piecing things back together. I can get into new filters and stuff in the future. I mean, it's not like the end of the world. I mean, I don't see mass amounts of like leaves or dead bugs, you know? Oh, right, wrong side. As we say that, Mr. Itsy Bitsy Spider comes out to say hello. All right, well, I'm just gonna use an air gun to blow that off. Oh, there's another spider. Okay, gonna get that off. Oh, he flew away. One of them did. Oh, that is dark. And we got our cheapo oil just to put through the first cycle. You know, the cans in Japan are still made out of metal for oil, and that's good because plastic lasts, what, hundreds of years, whereas metal dies in, well, it depends on what it is, if it's steel or not. If it's aluminum, it'll last much longer, but if it's steel, it lasts like 50 years versus plastic, where every piece of plastic ever created is still in existence. Ooh, look at that. All right, so start over here. Air is in, intercooler piping is back, full radiator, reservoir capped. Forgot to cap that. There we go. Throttle's back, electrical sparks, hoses, belts, timing belt, everything bolted down. Sway bar's back, doesn't matter. Sway bar to crank the car, but alternator tightened up, AC tightened up, belts, tension, timing cover's back, all the harnesses that I removed are back, coil, and yeah, new sparks. I lost a bolt, that's fine. Blow-off valve, pipes. Think we're ready to crank it. might actually be out of gas. So that could be it. Everything, you know, crank's moving, everything's moving, nothing's like mechanically clunking or anything. Crank's just fine. I checked the plugs and everything. Yeah, it could just be like a harness I'm missing, but I've been on a tilt angle with literally 0 gas since I bought the car. So that definitely could be it. So we gotta put some gas in there. It's turbo, but in Japan you don't really need premium for turbo K cars. Usually full size you do. So we'll put premium anyways, just because it's a purer gas. So yeah. All right, we hit a huge hurdle. So show you guys here. Sorry, there's shadow in the way. Get out of my way, shadow. So power is going through the coil. Every cable is fine from end to end. I've tested with my multimeter. So these cables work. Spark plugs aren't getting any spark from the distributor cap. So I have to take the cap off, but it's butt up against the firewall. So this is going to be a hard thing to get off, seeing that one of the screw heads is way down there. So I suspect the coil is working because power is getting out through here, through this hole. But I have suspicions that the cap, even though I swapped it, could just be a bum cap because the spark plugs are not getting any spark. So spark plugs are receiving gas. I have smelled the sparks when I took it out, and they're getting gas, air's in, no problem there. So it's got to be electric. So good and bad. The screws / bolts don't fall out because they got a stop washer. You can see in there. So that's good that it's not going to fall out. But the bad news is I have this super low profile ratchet. You can see it's the size of my finger. And I somehow have to get a Phillips head on the bottom of this cap that I just cannot see, and there's no room to get even a couple fingers down there. So this is going to be extremely painful. Now is a better time than any to wrap up the costs that we have incurred so far. Let's break it down. The car purchase itself, 80,000 yen with an extra 10 grand. I flipped my buddy, rounding off to 90,000 yen, which is $1,037 CAD. Next, we have the distributor, 5761, 3 NGK spark plugs, 6641, a pair of valve cover gaskets, 6142, NGK plug wires, 7642. The head gasket itself, 7605, 3 oil seals, 1766, and a rotor for the distributor, 4358. We also have the AC belt and the alternator belt, totaling 1483, and the timing belt kit with water pump included for 9546. Giving us a grand total of $1,546.85 or $1,200 USD for our cappuccino. We still have to do brakes, rotors, we have to do tires, and we have to do the clutch itself. Stay tuned for the next episode of Toge Trial, and if you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below.